Welcome, you ghouls, goblins, ghosts, and phantasms. I am your keeper of mysteries and monsters, or whatever they call this in Monster of the Week. I am your host of the Highway Horrors podcast. Welcome. This is a Monster of the Week solo actual play where I am the keeper. Well, we're going to use GM emulators and such to help facilitate that, but I'm your hunters. We're going to do this. We're going to catch some monsters. We're going to hunt some monsters. I can't wait. Inaugural episode 1 off the beaten path. Let's go. Doom, 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 doom. All right, let's get into this. We got some admin stuff to go over. We are going to introduce our hunters. We have the first hunter I made. When I was going to go through it at one character, when I realized it's supposed to be a minimum of 3 players. So we need a minimum of 3 hunters. But we have Emily Ember O'Connor, the Hex. So here's our Keeper's Report here. Keeper's Report, Subject Analysis, Hunter Emily Ember O'Connor. Overview. Hunter Emily Ember O'Connor, codenamed the Hex, is a formidable asset with a complex past and a powerful connection to magic. Her journey into the world of the arcane was born from adversity as she was forced to wield her fire magic against her own parents at the tender age of 14, a tragic event precipitated by their religious zealotry. This trauma ignited her affinity for magic, leading her down a path fraught with danger and addiction. Background. Emily's childhood was marred by bullying, an experience that left her feeling isolated and vulnerable. However, it was this very vulnerability that became the catalyst for her awakening to the world of magic. With her parents' misguided attempts to suppress her abilities, Emily found solace and strength in the flames that danced at her command. Pathological profile. Emily's journey is marked by resilience and defiance in the face of adversity. Despite the scars of her past, she displays a remarkable sense of determination and resourcefulness. Her addiction to magic, while a cause for concern, serves as both a boon and a burden, fueling her powers while also threatening to consume her. Interactions with the team. Among her peers, Emily's presence evokes a range of reactions. Moxie, a stalwart ally, provides a stabilizing influence, unwavering in her support despite Emily's volatile nature. Rupert, however, harbors deep-seated fears of Emily's power, driven by her unpredictable addiction to magic. His attempts to eliminate her underscores the gravity of the threat she poses, yet Emily's actions ultimately dispel his suspicions, revealing her allegiance to the cause of good. He tried to kill her once. We'll get into that, though. Noteworthy events. Emily's encounters with other hunters have been fraught with peril as her reputation precedes her. In one harrowing incident, she faced off against a hunter intent on her demise, utilizing her fiery abilities to defend herself against unjust aggression. Her intervention in Moxie's confrontation with a werewolf further exemplifies her capacity for heroism as she emerges as the savior rather than the assailant. Recent developments. Emily's recent brush with danger, narrowly escaping the clutches of an ancient hag, highlights her vulnerability despite her formidable powers. With the assistance of her allies, she evaded capture and erased their identities from official records, a testament to the resourcefulness and potential of her power. These reports would be futile would not for the workings of the Keeper's own magic. So that's what we get. We got in the team playbook, we got no shtick, which means official and law enforcement records don't have any records of our hunter. So we built that into the background. Emily cast a spell after they evaded capture from an ancient and powerful hag, which we also rolled as nemesis or an enemy for our team. Conclusion. In Hunter Emily Ember O'Connor, we find a potent blend of strength and vulnerability. a force to be reckoned with on the battlefield, and a soul in need of guidance. The support as she navigates the perilous waters of magic and mayhem. Her journey serves as a testament to the resilience of human spirit and the enduring power of redemption. Recommendations: continue monitoring and support to mitigate the risk associated with Emily's addiction to magic. Enhanced training and membership and mentorship to harness her formidable abilities for the greater good. Ongoing collaboration with allies to ensure her safety and success in the field. End of report. So they will eventually maybe come poking around to see if they can poach Emily from the team. We'll address that if and when the time comes. But this is the Hex, our first hunter, Emily Ember O'Connor. A fiery redhead with a proclivity for fire and flames. Alright, moving right along, we got our next hunter. Keeper's Report. Subject analysis: Hunter Julie Moxie Thompson. Overview: Hunter Julie Moxie Thompson, also known as the Monstrous, codename, that's what they call her. Her name is Moxie, that's her biker name, but we'll get into that. The Monstrous is a formidable force with a unique blend of human cunning and lupine ferocity. As a werewolf with the ability to control a transformation, Moxie's journey is marked by tragedy and resilience, her past intertwined with the shadows of her former life as a member of the Midnight Howlers biker gang turned hunting party. Her hunters, she became a werewolf. They specialized in hunting werewolves as a biker gang. She became a werewolf. She was forced to defend herself. That's where this gash came from the silver on her face, and it is what it is. The background: Moxie's transformation into werewolf was precipitated by a harrowing ordeal, forced to confront the very creatures she once hunted alongside her comrades. The betrayal of her former pack thrust her into a world of darkness and uncertainty, her survival dependent on her ability to harness the primal instincts that now course through her veins. Psychological profile: Moxie's dual nature as both human and werewolf possess a unique set of challenges, her identity fragmented by the divide between her two selves. While her human intellect provides a veneer of control, her wolfish instincts simmer beneath the surface, a constant reminder of the beast within. Despite the burden she bears, Moxie displays a remarkable resilience, driven by a sense of duty and honor to protect the innocent. Interactions with the team. Among her fellow hunters, Moxie's presence elicits a mixture of awe and trepidation. Rupert's initial mistrust underscores the inherent dangers posed by her lupine nature, yet Moxie's actions ultimately dispel his suspicions, cementing her allegiance to the cause of good. Emily's intervention and her confrontation with the merciless hunter further solidifies their bond, a testament to the strength forged in the crucible of adversity. A noteworthy advance. Moxie's encounters with hostile hunters serve as a testament to her resilience and resourcefulness. In one faithful confrontation, she faced off against a relentless adversary bent on her destruction, only to be saved by the interventions of Emily Ember O'Connor, or Ember, because that's what she calls herself because she likes fire, just as Moxie calls herself Moxie, whose fire abilities prove instrumental in turning the tide of battle. This unlikely alliance underscores the bonds forged in the crucible of conflict, as Moxie's loyalty to her newfound comrades outweighs the prejudices of the past. Recent developments: Moxie's vulnerability to silver remains a pressing concern, her supernatural resilience tested by the threat of a weapon forged from her greatest weakness. As she grapples with the challenges posed by her monthly transformations, the Keepers remain vigilant in their efforts to provide support and protection, ensuring her safety and success in the field from the shadows. Of course, conclusion: in the Hunter Julie Moxie Thompson, we find a beacon of strength and resilience. Her journey emblematic of the struggle to reconcile the disparate facets of her identity as she navigates the treacherous waters of the supernatural world. Her unwavering commitment to the cause of good serves as a guiding light amidst the darkness. Recommendation. recommendations. And end of report. Continue monitoring and support to mitigate the risks associated with Moxie's monthly transformations and vulnerability to Silver. Enhance training and coordination to harness her unique abilities for the benefit of the team. Ongoing collaboration with allies to ensure safety and success in the field. So they are definitely helping Moxie in the background. Does Moxie know? I don't know. We'll figure that out as we go along. And finally, the brains of the operation, the nerd Rupert Jennings. Keepers report subject analysis Hunter Rupert Jennings. Overview. Hunter Rupert Jennings, known as the Nerd, is a formidable scholar whose expertise in occult literature, historical accounts, and ancient mythology make him an invaluable asset to the team. He also likes non-Western media, non-Western media, but we'll leave that in there, because that didn't make it into this. Armed with the journal chronicling the first-hand experiences of a hunter and monsters alike, Rupert's keen intellect and resourcefulness make him a force to be reckoned with in the world of supernatural. He likes to use that reference as a weapon too, like, bitch. Background. Rupert's journey into the realm of monster hunting was born from a lifelong fascination with the arcane and the unknown. His extensive knowledge of historical accounts and ancient mythology serve as a guiding light in the dark. His scholarly pursuits paving the way for a deeper understanding of the creatures that lurk in the shadows. A psychological profile. Rupert's intellect is both his greatest strength and his greatest weakness. His insatiable curiosity often leading him into dangerous territory. Despite his scholarly demeanor, he possesses a keen sense of bravery and selflessness, willing to put himself in harm's way to protect his fellow hunters and uncover the truths that lie hidden in the shadows. Interactions with the team. Among his comrades, Rupert's presence is marked by a sense of authority and respect, his wealth of knowledge earning him admiration and trust. However, his initial misidentification of Moxie as a threat underscores the inherent dangers of his fine work, a mistake that ultimately led to a harrowing confrontation with a true monster. Yet Rupert's willingness to admit his error and his subsequent actions in aiding his allies serve as a testament to his integrity and dedication to the cause. Noteworthy events. Rupert's encounters with the supernatural have been fraught with dangers and intrigue, each event shaping his understanding of the world around him. In one pivotal moment, he found himself face to face with a creature of unspeakable horror and very existence threatening the fabric of reality itself. Only through the combined efforts of his allies was disaster averted, underscoring the importance of cooperation and trust in the face of overwhelming adversity. Recent developments. Rupert's recent brush with danger, culminating in the confrontation of an ancient hag, highlights the ever-present threat posed by the forces of darkness. His role in aiding his allies in their time of need underscores the importance of solidarity and camaraderie in the face of overwhelming odds. As the Keepers continue their tireless efforts to protect humanity from the shadows. So, they nurture hunters. That's what the Keepers do. We'll learn more about that as we go along. Conclusions. In Hunter's Rupert Jennings, we find a scholarly and warrior, a man whose thirst for knowledge is matching only by his courage in the face of danger. As he delves deeper into the mysteries of the supernatural world, his journey serves as a beacon of hope amidst the darkness, a testament to the indomitable spirit of humanity. Recommendations. Continue support and resources to further Rupert's research and expertise in the field of monster hunting. Enhance training and preparation to assure his safety and success in the future encounters with the supernatural. Ongoing collaboration with allies to leverage Rupert's knowledge and insights for the benefit of the team. They like the team. The team. Those are our hunters. The Hex, Emily Ember O'Connor, a fiery red-headed witch with a proclivity for fire. Julie Moxie Thompson, a former biker turned werewolf that's determined to maintain her humanity. And Rupert Jennings, the nerd, a British scholar with knowledge, both useful and non-useful. Oh yeah. There's the team, the three hunters. We chose the team, we rolled the team playbook always on the road. And then we rolled the assets, so we don't have individual vehicles, but we do have one Jeep Wrangler. And we have an ally, a detective, Clive Bucks. We'll learn more about him as he comes up into the story. He may not show up. He can call for information, but when we're not actually in his territory of Reedy Creek, he can't really help us. We have the ancient powerful hag as an enemy, and we're gonna continue fighting the good fight. All right, so it begins. The date is February 10th, 2024. And we are currently in a church, slightly off the beaten path known as St. George's Church, where the groundskeeper William Miller is currently doing his due diligence to maintain the church's wooden pews, giving them a nice day and cleaning them, preparing them for the service that is to come in the next Sunday morning when Father Amherst gives his sermon. Unbeknownst to William, a couple of the stained glass windows behind them, picturing Abraham suddenly comes to life. Abraham begins to step out of the painting, color slowly draining from the panes as he steps and emerges, a horrific monster of panes, glass panes, windows. He looks like a 3D version of the window. Colorless window remains behind him. Phantasms come in from behind him. Dark, shadowy figures. They swoop in and strike. All right. So it begins. We are going to start out with a chaos factor 2. Because we're driving along the road. The hunters are driving along the road. Because driving along the road is what on-the-road hunters do. They move from place to place to place. And since they have that ally Clive Bucks from Reedy Creek, they're leaving Reedy Creek. They're leaving a job that they just did for Clive at Reedy Creek. So, what is that job? They helped Sheriff Clive Bucks. What did they help Sheriff Clive Bucks do? That's a good question. What did they help Sheriff Clive Bucks do? Let's take a look at our chart. We need an event. We need an event, right? Boom. NPC action. Introduce a new NPC. Move towards a thread. We're gonna do that. We're gonna do that. But you know what? We're gonna say that they were helping Clive. They were helping Clive. They were helping Clive with a series of mysterious thefts. Thefts that involve things going missing, things that belong in pairs. Socks, other things, earrings. But they ain't going missing like you put your socks on the dryer and they go missing. They're going missing from the stores, from inside packages that remain sealed. I like that. Mysterious thefts. Thefts that involve items that are sold in pairs, vanishing from within sealed packages. This is just a little bit of journaling, so I remember what's going on here. We will get into the thick of it in a minute. I want to, before we get into there, I want to get into some mythic dice rolls, and I want to see what is going on. So let's get into this mythic. Let's go to the mythic. Where are you, mythic? Mythic. Event focus table. What are we gonna do? Let's roll these. Let's roll these beautiful math rocks and see what happens to our heroes in this scene, our hunters, so to speak. Yeah, I draw my math rock. Math rock down. Math rock down. Oh, I can't even reach today. No, into the thingy. Boom, 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 boom. It looks like we got a 10. A 10, folks, a 10. Whoa. Either way, it's the same thing. We are going to have a random event. What kind of random event? A random event. We're going to get a flat tire. Just off the bat. Boom, flat tire. I like that. It's gonna make us have to pull over on the side of the road. It's gonna have time for our hunters to talk and set the stage, so to speak. So as they are traveling south along New Hampshire Road 9, we'll say Route 9, yeah. Fuck it, Route 9 it is. As they are traveling along Route 9, Eleanor, their trusty Jeep Wrangler, gets a flat tire, and they are forced to pull over where Emily is in the back. She's not too happy about what's going on. She's on her laptop. They're forcing her to do homeschooling. You gotta get that education, so to speak, they say. But she's grumpy. Understands. Why do I have to do this anyway? The record of my completion is just gonna vanish as soon as it's complete. My magic leaves no trace of our existence officially. Somebody actually has to take the time to track us down personally and figure out ways to keep them personally invested in our knowledge of who we are. This is irrelevant. It's a waste of time. I don't need this for hunting. And of course, Rupert, being the nerd and the scholar and the information geek he is. Now, Emily, my dear. He doesn't call her Ember like Moxie. Now, Emily, my dear. Knowledge is power. Without knowledge, you don't know how to kill your certain monsters. Without knowledge, how do you know that ash wood and iron is used to kill a fairy, if a fairy ever attacked? Without that knowledge, you would be dead. You may not have the paper of that knowledge, but you still have the knowledge, and knowledge is a weapon. Rupert is adamant about that fact. Moxie just smiles. They're constant bickering back and forth about why she's doing the thing. It's a little overbearing for her heightened canine senses, or sense of hearing. But she's steadfast, driving on. And suddenly, Moxie's gonna be like, "Oh, God damn it!" And she's gonna struggle to maintain control of the vehicle, which is gonna bring us to a glorious roll with math rocks. So we're gonna add our stat from 2d6, and we're gonna act under pressure. What is exactly act under pressure? Trusty, the Google will tell you what that is, because we're gonna learn. We're learning along with everyone else what is act under pressure. I think that's cool. Believe that is cool. It is a plus. Cool. We are acting under pressure. She's gonna roll on her cool. This is not good. She is not good at this. She is actually bad at this. She takes negatives at this. -1 to be exact. I don't know if that's up on the screen there, right? Yeah, boom, boom, shot. Boom, cool. -1. So, come on, Moxie. 4, 9, 10, 9. 7 and 9. It's of a mixed result. So she's gonna be driving down the road. She's struggling to make it home, but it's foggy and it's raining, and she's gonna swerve. And she's gonna manage to pull over, but not before doing one of these loop-de-loops. And she's gonna quickly look around. You guys all right? You guys all right? Everyone all right? Rupert's gonna be like, yeah, but warn me next time when you're about to do something like that. And Emily's like, God damn it. And she's like moving her. And she's just flustered because she just got hit in the face with her her laptop. She's like, I'm fine. And they're over on the side of the road. But it's at this time the police cruiser that has been coming flying down the road pulls up next to him. And our encounter begins with Officer. What are we gonna name? What are we going to name this officer? I think we already got one going. Carrie Haydon. Because we are running for this first adventure. We are running a predetermined mystery, and I will tell you who that is in a second. But we got Carrie Haydon, and she's fucking flying up in her car because we just almost crashed. And she's got to see if everyone's safe, despite reporting to another incident, because it is what needs to be done. All right. And with there, I think we'll move to another thread. We'll move to a thread, which is part of the mythic emulator there. But we will not roll for it. We'll just move in because it makes sense. Carrie, Officer Hayden comes up, and they were like, "Hey, you guys, all right?" Moxie gets out and nails down to check the tire because it's that front driver's side tire. And she's like, yeah, it's just, it looks like we got a flat or whatever. The car doesn't seem to be damaged and nobody's hurt. Hayden's like, all right, yeah, that's good. Rupert then steps forward and he was like, yeah, ma'am, I think we got this or whatever. There's no need to concern yourself with us. And now, she's been called, unbeknownst to the hunters, she's been called to that murder at the church, right? So that's why she was flying down the streets. Now she's fucking suspicious. She's highly suspicious of the hunters. So that's going to require a roll. That's going to require her to manipulate something. Come on, Rupert. I mean, he got a +1 to charm. So, boom, 6, 7, 8, 9. This is gonna happen at next success. She's gonna kind of look at him. She's gonna continuously be suspicious of him. and in order to do that, she wants to keep him close. She was like, well, I can't let you change the tire here. So I'll help you push the car into the next parking lot. It's a church. I'm heading there myself. I'm going to have to ask you to stay away from the church because it's a crime scene, but you can use the parking lot to fix your tire. And in the back of her mind, she's like, so I can keep an eye on you. And Rupert's like, thank you, ma'am, thank you, ma'am. She's very suspicious of Moxie because of the way Moxie looks. And Moxie just nods, and they get to pushing the car. And we can actually move in to beginning the first mystery. Alright, so our haunters, with the help of Officer Carrie Hayden, they managed to push their Jeep into a parking lot of a small old Victorian church. Now this is not a large cathedral, it's a semi-small one, you know, it's a small rural area, but you know, it has that old chimey church designs, lots of stained glass windows and what is obviously the chapel area, etc. You know, it's still wet and foggy out, so I know that interferes with canine senses, so we're gonna make a roll for whether or not our girl here, Moxie, can pick up a scent of the blood in the air. So normally it's very likely, actually normally it would be a sure thing this close to a scene that she would pick it up, but then we'll add the dampness in the air and we'll drop it down to very likely. And we're outside, we're at a church, we don't know what's going on here. The phenomenon, as a keep, we'll up the chaos factor by 1 to 3. So we need a yes. Does Moxie smell blood in the air? So we got an 82. It flipped, I believe, but we have an 82. Chaos factor 3. 65 is very likely. So it's a sure thing, actually. Yeah, no. If I'm reading the lower 1/5 of the success range, acceptable as failure range is the upper 1/5 of the success range. So yeah, I think that's a sure thing that she smells the blood in the air and she just stops and she goes, and she looks over at Rupert and she was like, somebody's died here recently. See what you can find out. And she looks over at Emily and she was like, see if there's any chatter on the internet about this. And she goes to fix, she leans down and she starts, like, you know, fixing the tire because they got here and they got the stuff out the back of the truck and they're doing their thing here. Rupert's like, yes ma'am. And he's gonna like take a light and walk off screen and go over towards the church and see what he can get. And then Emily is gonna investigate a mystery and see what she can find on this place. So investigate a mystery is a move that uses Emily Sharp. Emily Sharp is at a 0. Alright, so she just rolls 2d6 and she may find something, she may not find something. No, she failed. But we're gonna mark her potential over here, and then we're gonna use a keeper move. because I believe a keeper move, I can reveal information. I believe the keeper can reveal an investigation. And sorry, we're learning this as we go together because that's the way winning is done. Keeper moves. Boom. Keeper moves. Agenda, principles, stay always. Keeper moves, harm. Open up the document for me. We'll get this document up on the screen in the next sessions or so. But for you listening, basic keeping, separate, reveal future badness, reveal off-screen badnesses, which we did at the beginning, inflict harm is established, make them investigate, make them tell the possible consequences, offer an opportunity, maybe take away some hunters, put them in tournament, make the threat move after every move, after they do that, harm. I don't know, I guess I can't. So, Emily, I'm not gonna, actually, no, I'm not going to spend a luck point for that. She's just going to continue investigating. I can't find anything but on the usual channels, but I'll deep a little deeper and see if they're saying anything on the dark web. And we're going to go over to Rupert, who's going to approach the church, and he's going to run into another man outside that's trying to get into the church, and there's a police officer, the Carrie Hayden, she's there, she's arrived, and she's yelling at the man. They're like, no, you can't come in here, this is a crime scene. And the man, obviously, he looks like a reporter, he has a camera, and he's holding the camera and taking pictures and pulling it down, and he was like, I have a right to be here, the people have a right to know what's going on. And then Rupert walks up, and he's like, so, what's going on here? And then the reporter's going to look at him and be like, freedom of the press, man! They're stifling the freedom of the press! We're trying to investigate this murder! And Rupert's like, murder, you say? I'm a murder mystery aficionado. Can you tell me a little bit about this? So, at first, the guy perks up and begins to speak, and then the police officer, she's like, no, don't you say anything. It's not public knowledge, you're classified, and she starts, spouting the law, trying to keep the information secret. And Rupert's like, when we're here, it's like, I'd like to know, I'd like to help, maybe we can help, we have experience in this type of thing, investigating mysteries, you can call it Frank Clybucks, and he's a sheriff in Reedy Creek County, New Hampshire, up in the mountains. Reedy Creek. But that is going to require a manipulate roll on Rupert's part because, Carrie Hayden isn't just going to do what he wants. Nobody's just going to do what he wants. That's not how it works here. So we got Rupert's charm. Good thing Rupert has a decent charm. He's not ugly. Boom, boom. 7, 8. So he has mixed success. So what we're going to say as the police officer's like, I'm sorry. I know I helped you here, and now you're curious and stuff, but please just fix your vehicle and leave. We can't allow you to be interfering with the investigation. And the reporter is gonna make a beeline, and he's just gonna be like, last night the groundskeeper, well, a few hours ago, the groundskeeper was found murdered. They found his dead body. The priest, Father Amherst, he thinks everything's fine. He wants people to come in for the church to talk about it. The police, she doesn't want anybody in the church. I'd like to go in and investigate things. But yeah, there's a murder going on. Somebody died. Everybody's like, somebody died, you say? Thank you for that information. And he goes, says, I'm Rupert. And we're done. What is... That's a good question. What is our reporter's name? think we can pull from the character vault. I didn't put them in the game yet, but I did make them. Let's pull them from the character vault. Maybe I didn't put them in the character vault? No, I did not. So let's go grab him and put him in the character. Oh, why did I get out of it? Let's go to the top and put him in the character vault. Where are you? Clark. Character. Export. Into our game. Boom. So we can move closer over here and give me a visual on what's going on, because I'm making these little movies that you see down here in the video screen for you guys watching, but I make those after the fact. Didn't we import them in the game? Talking to each other. And Melissa said she's intercepted them, trying to keep them from going into the church. Yeah, I'm Clark Molina. I work for WPNC. And we're gonna leave there for now because I'm gonna set some things up. We gotta get some NPCs going because we're gonna be entering the church soon, I think. We'll see. We'll see what happens moving forward. Alright, we're gonna finish up outside the church with Moxie. She's gonna finish with her changing out the tire. She's gonna start putting it away. And she's gonna be like, Emily, did you find anything yet? I'm gonna grab these dice because Emily's gonna be like, yeah, I'll try again. So now we get mixed results. So I'll say she gets the same exact information as Rupert. She finds an article from Clark Molina about a mysterious death early today at the church. They found the groundskeeper dead in the chapel. Rupert's gonna come over and he's gonna be like, I met a reporter, Clark Molina. He said the groundskeeper died earlier, and Emily's like, yeah, I just found an article from him saying the same thing. He's not a very well-known reporter, but do you think we should investigate this, or do you think it's mundane? And now we're gonna see that. Is there a role for that? Let's investigate a mystery. Let's investigate a mystery. We'll use the fate chart for the yes and no questions, right? And we'll roll. So let's see how many questions we get for investigating a mystery, because we're going to use the alternative investigative mystery from the tombs. So we can ask two. If we get a 10 plus, we can ask 2 general questions or 1 specific question. If we get a 7 to 9, we can ask 1 specific question, and on a miss, we can still ask 1 specific question, but the keeper can decide to answer it or not. So we're just going to say on a miss, we don't ask any questions. So Moxie's going to try and see if she can't pin a hint of something supernatural onto the ear despite the rain. So she's going to sniff around again while she's investigating the mystery. Boom. That is an 8. That is an 8. I'm pretty sure the alternative investigating mystery, that's 1 general question. And the GM may or may not answer it. So we'll see if the fate chart comes to our rescue. And we're going to say this is 50-50. Chaos ranking 3. cross-reference odds, the current chaos score to get your percentage chance of the correct answer. So 45 is somewhat likely. So we got a odds somewhat likely 50-50. If you roll above, the answer is no. If you roll the lower or different, the answer is an exceptional yes. Alright, so exceptional yes. A high likely chance. Let's see. 76. Near shore thing. Near shore thing. So Moxie's gonna like, and then she's gonna stop, and she's gonna take it a big walk. She's like, put her head back, taking a big breath, hold it in for a second, and then she's gonna be like, something doesn't smell right here. We're not leaving. We gotta try and get this reporter out of the way, and we're gonna go into the church and figure out what's going on. Let me deal with the police officer, and we'll get that. And we'll move forward. So now, that is the end of this scene. The next scene, we'll jump back. No, we're still outside, so we'll continue going here for a second, actually. They're going to go over, and we're going to see if Rupert's going to try and charm. He's going to walk over to Melina. He's like, I don't think it's safe to go in there, you know. He pulls out a private investigation ID. You know what? No, we're going to... yeah, private investigation ID. And he was like, "We've been hired here. It's probably not safe. We're gonna go figure it out. Give me your contact number, and we'll share information." He's trying to get him to go away safely. So we're gonna give him a charm. We're gonna give Rupert our charm. Let's open up Rupert's playbook here. He gets a +1 to charm. Boom, 11, 12. Well, Clark Molina is going to be like, all right, without question, all right, I'll trust you. Here's my card. And he looked at the card, Clark Molina, WPMP. I probably just changed the name there, but you get what I'm saying. So it has his contact information on it, and he heads off out of view to his car, and he starts to drive away. And that's as Moxie and Emily walk up, and Moxie and Carrie sees her and stops. What are you guys doing? She's like, pulls up, and the same thing Rupert did. We're a private investigator. We've been hired by the Catholic Church to come check this out. We need you to step aside and or allow us to do our job as well as do your job. We should work together, blah, blah, blah. Let's see if Moxie can get her to do that. Moxie doesn't have a very good charm, and she doesn't have unnatural appeal. She has unholy strength. So, this might not work. This might not work. 4. This is a resounding failure, so we're going to mark some experience there. And the police officer is going to be like, I don't know if... The police officer is going to be like, I can't do that, ma'am. I don't care who you are. You're going to have to wait until the police investigation is done. If you need any information on your investigation, you can go down to the local police department and file a Freedom of Information request and get your information. And that's when Emily is going to pop back up. So let's go back to Emily. And she's going to try magic. This may or may not work. But she's going to roll her weird, which is a +2. But she's actually going to create a spell. She's going to like grab her necklace start using it as a focus as she starts chanting Alam Ula Mira Ipa Uali, and the fucking police officer's looking at her like, what the fuck? And she tries to like magically force the police officer to accept Julie's or Moxie's charm attempt. 8. Mixed results. So we're gonna say that she reluctantly lets them join them, but she is extremely suspicious. She's gonna be paying attention to them with a fine-toothed comb, like a real fine-toothed comb. All right, guys, just follow my lead, and we'll be fine. If you step out of line, though. All right. So they enter the church finally, and they're greeted as they walk in by Father Amherst, and he is smiling, being happy as you can be. One by one, Carrie Hayden, Moxie, Ember, Rupert come in, and then the door slams shut. Through the windows that aren't stained glass windows along the far wall, wrapping around for 15 windows, the world turns into a dark black void of nothingness. And our hunters are cut off from the world. We're going to use a location event for this mystery, and we're going to get trapped in. And now we're going to go to the mythic chart, which you can see we got a better chart. It has all the tables on it. So we expect, what we expect is the father to like go on a sermon of bigoted anger and hatred to all of these sinners in the tainted, specifically Moxie and Ember, because you know he's being manipulated here. A D10. So we're going to say, since we locked in, the chaos factor is going to go up to a 4. So chaos factor is up to a 4. We roll above the chaos factor. Roll odd within chaos factor, altered scene. Roll over chaos factor, expected scene. So we're going to get the expected scene, right? So Father Amherst is going to be like, repent, sinners, repent. You will be cleansed in his holy wrath. Repent, repent. As he heads to the head of the chapel to get up to, you know, where the priest stands on the platform and the podium to give his speech. He has sent his angel to avenge all who step foot in his house that are tainted and unholy. Carrie Hayden, does she suspect the priest, or what? Like, what's going on? I mean, that's we're gonna say. So it's chaos factor 4. So we're at chaos factor 4. We rolled a 57. It's between likely and very likely. So she's gonna draw a firearm and point it at the father as he's walking away. Freeze! You obviously killed the groundskeeper. What the hell kind of shit you got going on here? And the father's just like, repent! Repent! Sinners will be cleansed! And at that point, we'll see if the the monster strikes. You know what? No, I think Moxie's gonna step forward, and no, Rupert's gonna step forward and try and calm the police officer down by telling her to look out the window and see the reason. Like there's more going on here than like mundane BS of this murder, right? So chaos factor is still the same. We're gonna do invest. This is a charm. This is a manipulate someone. 6, 7, 8. So that's mixed results. So we're gonna do that with mixed results. First, with the chaos factor, we're going to use the mythic GM chart to see if it succeeds. Chaos factor 4. 38. 50. 50. 50. 50. And we go to the good old D20 power rock. 1 through 10 is yes. 11 through 20 is no. It does not work. It does work. So, but it has mixed results. So we're going to say that she gets, the mixed results is going to be, she's afraid because... so Rupert's like, ma'am, he steps forward, ma'am, puts his hand on her shoulder, ma'am, calm down. And she's like, freaks out. She's like, what? And she looks over and she sees out the window and she drops her gun and her jaw drops and she's just like, what's going on here? And that's when we're gonna see, because we're gonna see if the monster shows up. If not, we're going to have to investigate some. 73, chaos factor 4. Pretty sure that's a yes. Yeah, very likely that the monster shows up. So that's when it just like the sound gets muffled and the lights dim and flicker a little bit. And right across behind the father, the color begins to drain slowly out of one of the stained glass windows, as it seems like the color is stepping out of the window into a horrific 3D version of the figure depicted on the window, until it's leaving behind a grayless, colorless, stainless glass window, and it's going to creep forward. And in the middle of the window is a dark void, and in through the void is going to come, let's see, we'll do 1 through 5, both mooks show up. No, 1 through 10, both mooks show up. 11 through 20, only one of the mooks show up. Only one of the mooks show up, and behind it is a dark, shadowy phantasm. A poltergeist, if you will. They come flying through the window, and we're gonna begin a battle. Let's get this battle ready. Thank you ghouls, goblins, ghosts, and phantasms that made it to this far. This is the end of the first part of our pilot episode 1, On the Beaten Path. I'm enjoying this immensely. We're gonna do this every 2 weeks. Every 2 weeks on the spot. Every Saturday at we'll say 7 Eastern time. We're gonna do this every second Saturday, so every other Saturday we're gonna get an episode of this Highway Horrors podcast out to you, and we'll go from there. Maybe if I get into a better rhythm and we can get going and we get going faster, maybe they'll come out sooner. But I'm enjoying this immensely, and I thank you. And this is A Church with a View. It's from one of the packages you get from buying Roll20. But from here on out, after this one, we will be up to the GM emulator. I wanted a jumping off point to see how they mesh the two systems together, and I got a pretty good idea by the end of this one. So by the end of this mystery, we're going into the next mystery. We're not filling out a mystery sheet. We're not doing nothing. I'll get a monster involved in mind or whatever, and we're going to use the GM emulator, and we're going to get going. And I can't wait to see you there. Thank you. Peace.